13 activists who chained themselves to Heathrow's northern runway are expected to be the first climate change protesters to be jailed in the UK. This comes after they were sentenced in January of aggregated trespass and of entering a restricted area.
We would be the first climate change activists ever to go to prison. Our barristers this morning were talking about the last environmental protesters sent to jail was in 1932 for an invasion of the common land. So this really is unprecedented. The government's trying to build a third runway at Heathrow. A third runway would produce as much carbon emissions as the whole of Kenya.
The Heathrow airport has claimed that it costs an awful lot of money to cancel the flights. But people waiting in the airport, they go on flights later in the day, and actually the cost of a few flights does not compare to the cost of climate change.
While waiting for the judge's verdict, the Heathrow 13 stressed the importance of freedom to protest and direct action.
For her to choose to send us to prison quite easily can be seen as a political decision to try to instill fear. Last year, 300,000 people died due to climate change. We know it's an affluent minority taking short-haul destinations because it's convenient for them to do so at their leisure.
But not everyone supports the Heathrow 13's actions.
The reason why many local residents and small businesses support the Back Heathrow campaign is because they want to see the benefits of an expanded employer. We've got 76,000 jobs direct, 114,000 indirect. You know, it is the economic engine of West London and the Thames Valley. When it comes to Plain Stupid, I have some difficulties in their messaging and their consistency. In terms of the environmental impacts of Heathrow, it's an airport, so of course there are environmental impacts, but the Independent Committee for Climate Change has said that Heathrow can expand and we can still as a country meet our carbon limits.
To the activists, I understand their concerns. I have a foot in both camps as a pilot as well as an environmental researcher. I don't believe those levels would be dangerous if you had a third runway at Heathrow, but they would increase beyond the current limits that are set at EU and local levels. Long-term health studies need to continue to occur. We need to continue the monitoring, but it's time to make a decision.
After waiting patiently for hours due to delays in their sentencing and with the possibility of imprisonment hanging over them, it was a relief for the Heathrow 13 to see the police vans leaving instead of taking them to prison.
I kind of did it out of despair. I didn't know what else to do, and here's a way to actually do something that might have some effect. And just seeing the amount of support and that's just grown out of it makes it worthwhile and gives me hope that actually we can do something.
It's an absolute victory for democracy. It's a victory for the campaign against Heathrow and no new runways. And personally, I'm just so relieved to have walked out of that courtroom today.